I used to think emergency alerts were impossible to ignore. They're loud, jarring, designed to cut through whatever you're doing and force your attention. So when my phone went off at 2:17 a.m., I didn't hesitate to check it. What confused me wasn't the alert itself. It was the silence everywhere else. No other phones, no alarms, no distant sirens. Just, I live alone in a small apartment complex on the edge of a mid-sized city. Nothing fancy, just quiet enough that you notice sounds when they happen. That night, I'd fallen asleep on the couch with the TV still on. When the alert screamed through the room, I nearly fell off the cushions. The screen glowed red. Emergency alert: remain indoors. Do not exit your residence until further notice. No explanation, no weather warning, no location details. Just that. I checked the timestamp. It was real time, not delayed, not a test. My first instinct was to look outside. The parking lot lights were still on. No flashing vehicles, no movement, no neighbors rushing around. I opened my messages and checked the local group chat for the building. Nothing. I texted my sister. Did you just get an alert? She replied 5 minutes later. What alert? That's when the unease started creeping in. I checked social media, local news, emergency channels. Nothing. I even restarted my phone, thinking maybe it was a glitch. The alert stayed in my notification bar. I opened it again. Same words, same warning. I stepped into the hallway and listened. No doors opening, no voices, no sirens. I knocked on my neighbor's door across the hall. A guy in his 30s who's always awake too late. He answered, annoyed. I asked if he'd received an emergency alert. He laughed, said no, told me to stop watching conspiracy videos before bed. I apologized and went back inside. Embarrassed, but the feeling didn't leave. Because if it was fake, why did it look so official? At 2:46 a.m., my phone vibrated again. Not an alert, a text from an unknown number. Please remain inside. Do not approach windows. My heart rate spiked. I typed back, who is this? The message showed as delivered. No reply. I locked my door, checked the windows, pulled the blinds. The building felt different after that. Too quiet, like sound had been swallowed. Then the power flickered. Casta, ghost, cons. Enough to reset the clock on the microwave. Enough to remind me how alone I was. It was around 3:10 a.m. when I heard it. 3 soft knocks. Not loud, not aggressive, careful, controlled. I froze. The alert still sat on my screen. Remain indoors, the knocks came again. Same rhythm. Who knocks like that in the middle of the night? I didn't answer. A voice spoke through the door. Calm, professional. This is a safety check. Please open the door. I asked who they were. There was a pause. Then, emergency services. I stepped back. Something was wrong. They didn't say police. They didn't say fire. They didn't say medical. Just services. I asked for identification. Another pause. Then the voice said something that made my stomach drop. We have you listed as present. I didn't respond. I backed into the kitchen, keeping my eyes on the door. That's when I noticed movement through the blinds. A shadow passed across the living room wall. Slow, deliberate, like someone checking windows. I crouched and peeked through a gap. There was a man standing outside my ground floor window. No uniform, no markings, just dark clothing and a reflective vest with no logo. He wasn't looking inside. He was looking at his phone, waiting. My phone vibrated again. New message. We need confirmation. I didn't answer. I called 911. The line rang longer than it should have. When someone finally answered, their voice sounded distant, like they were underwater. I explained everything. The alert, the man outside, the messages. There was a long silence. Then the operator asked for my address. I gave it. She paused, asked me to repeat it. I did. Her voice changed. Flat. There is no active alert for your location. I told her. Someone was outside my apartment. She asked if I'd invited them. I said no. She said officers would be dispatched. But her tone didn't reassure me. It felt like she was reading something that didn't make sense. At 3:38 a.m., my phone buzzed again. Another alert. This one, shorter. Situation escalated. Do not respond to individuals claiming authority. I felt sick. The knocking returned, harder this time. More urgent. The voice changed too. Less calm. We need you to cooperate. I backed into my bedroom and locked the door. The footsteps outside moved away from the window, toward the hallway entrance, toward the back of the building. I heard another door open somewhere down the hall. Tina scream. Cut off. Abruptly. The police arrived 20 minutes later. By then, everything was silent again. No man, no vest, no neighbors. They checked my phone, took photos of the alerts. They looked uncomfortable. One officer admitted something strange. My apartment number didn't appear correctly in their system. It existed, but it wasn't a sign, like it had been skipped. They asked how long I'd lived there. 3 years. Their radios crackled. They told me to stay somewhere else for the night. I stayed with my sister. At 6:12 a.m., my phone buzzed one last time. A message. You were not the intended recipient. Then the alert disappeared. No record, no history, nothing. The building was temporarily closed that week. They said it was maintenance. One unit remained sealed. Not mine. The one where the screaming came from. No one ever moved back in. Emergency alerts are meant to protect people, but sometimes they're warnings for someone else. And sometimes you see them anyway. If you ever get an alert no one else does, don't assume it's a mistake, because some messages aren't sent by accident. If this story made you pause, or if it felt a little too real, let me know in the comments what you would have done if you were the one who got that alert. If you want more stories like this, grounded, realistic, and unsettling, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you think someone you know would actually fall for a warning like that, share this video with them. Because the scariest stories aren't about monsters. They're about messages that feel official and shouldn't exist at all.